Oh, to your boy King Bean, and welcome to the King Bean Court. So I'm talking about King Bean's Court. We're here, we're back, and I'm back at it again. Sorry, it got started so late tonight. I actually wanted to, I guess I have to kill the fall to the second time, right? You feel me? Sorry, I started so late. Wanted to make sure this is done almost King Bean's Court. I want to do it once a week, every day around about once a week, every Monday around about 1 o'clock, not 1 o'clock, about 8 o'clock. You feel me? But I got started kind of late, and it is what it is. Every day around about once a week, every Monday around about. Just want to make sure I can hear all that stuff right now. So anyway, yeah, I'm back at it. This is the second week and getting started. Sorry, a little bit unprofessional here, a little bit tired. At most of you guys know if you've been following my channel, you know I do treatment. So I was in treatment today, and it kind of wears me out. So Mondays might not be the permanent day, but for right now, I want to at least do Mondays. So I want to make sure to do once a week, at least have a consistent basis out of it. And so how's your day been? I hope your day's been well. I hope everything's been going great. I hope that you guys are really enjoying yourselves. You know, in Florida, it's a bit cold today. The weather changed up on us. Outside is like it's almost what 50 degrees. I know up north, you guys up north, if you're north, you're like, yo, I'll take 50 degrees anytime. But 50 degrees here in Florida, yo, it might as well be 30. And that wind is kicking, son. That wind is kicking. Word up. Because, you know, we like running around in flip flops and all kinds of stuff like that. You feel me? So, excuse me. Sorry about that. And, I need a cough button. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about Xbox. And this is not going to be your typical Xbox rant. This is not going to be, oh God, you hating on Xbox once again. I get tired of hearing that, or you get tired of hearing the propaganda that is prominently displayed by most of the Xbox community. I'm just going to talk about Xbox and why I think right now it's a good time to buy an Xbox. So don't look for me to crap all over the Xbox. I'm not doing that. Don't look for me to praise the Xbox. And I'm going to praise it somewhat, but not super overly praise it. So don't look for that. I'm telling you as a consumer or as a gamer right now, giving you my personal opinion, why I think it's a good time to buy an Xbox. You know, um, it's no secret that Xboxes have really been struggling technically behind the PlayStation. And I also, just to let you know, full disclosure, I do own an Xbox One. I own a PlayStation 4, and I own a Nintendo Switch. But I've been playing. I haven't really turned on my Xbox One in almost a year. I said that in my last podcast video. Go check it out. It's up there. Um, but I also, but I own all three, and I really think that Xbox is really since the launch of it. And like I said, I haven't really been struggling. We could say they're struggling. 35 million sold. That's a lot. 35 to 40 million sold. That's a lot of consoles sold. You know what I mean? Even though the PlayStation is killing it at 75 plus million sold. And Nintendo Switch is right up on its heels after its first year launch. So so right now the Xbox been kind of the whipping boy of the consoles of this generation. I mean, that's what it's been like. And I've crapped on it. I ain't gonna lie to you, I've crapped on it. But I think right now it's really a good time to possibly buy an Xbox. And I think I'm gonna lay out some reasons for you. They're not all in any particular order. Although I did take notes. I know you can't see the paper. I hope you heard that. I actually typed it up on my phone and I went to my printer and I printed it out. Wow, I'm trying to be like an adult. You feel me? But these are some of my reasons of buying the Xbox One. Now we'll go ahead and get into the pricing. Like one of the biggest things what Xbox do offer, you have three different SKUs for the Xbox console itself. Now, me personally, I have the original Xbox One that came with the Kinect. That was $4.99 at the time of purchase. I do have that. I still have that. But now you have the Xbox One X. It's out there. It said, I think it's what, $4.99? It's $4.99. It is the most powerful console on the market. 4K videos, 4K gaming. They're updating constantly with the games for backwards compatibility to have better textures and all that stuff like that. But that was a console I thought we should have got at launch. But right now, that looks just like a very good console. I played this console at my cousin's house. He owns the Xbox One X, and it looks very good. Especially looks really good on his Samsung TV. It looks, oh man, it is gorgeous. You do get your money's worth for buying the Xbox One X, but I think that's the console we should have got at launch. So if you're new into gaming, you don't really know what console to get, and if I was going to tell you, if you got the money for it, the Xbox One X would not be a bad choice. I think it would be a very good choice. Not only, I mean, for the price is a little pricey. I know most of you guys, if you're PC gamers, please, you know, save us the grief. Okay. I'm talking about console gaming. Just save us the grief. I know PC gaming is probably the best way to big you gaming and get you better 4K stuff and all that. But save us the grief. I'm just talking about the Xbox itself. So if you just want a console, just strictly to play video games, just get you an Xbox One X. If you can afford it, you get the better textures. And I think in the future, you're going to see the better version of games or multiplayer on the Xbox One X. But I think to really get the full fidelity of the Xbox One X, you're going to have to invest in a good 4K television with very good HDR. I'm not well versed on that at the moment. And but you can do your research on that and find some really good ones, like a Samsung. The 8000 series are very good TV. I remember Hard 8 was saying something about it. My cousin, he has one. It looks really good. It looks really good on his television. It's really good. And also has a Blu-ray player as well. But then they also have other SKUs. And I saw this on Amazon, so this is subject to change. I saw this, I think it was last Friday. I was trying to do some research on this. The Xbox One S bundles, I've seen they ranging from, $240 to $300. That's coming with the gaming with the console. You see what I'm saying? It's coming with the game and the console. You can see that on Amazon. You probably can catch any bundle deals anywhere from GameStop, Best Buy, anywhere else. But that's not a bad deal, especially if you want to be like me and be a ball on the budget. You feel me? It's not a bad price to get into gaming, especially getting into the Xbox. And that's a pretty good price. I think that's a pretty good price, pretty good way to start gaming. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea with the Xbox One X, and especially with the bundles that they have now, and they probably will have sales on it a little bit later on during it throughout the year. Like I said, both SKUs do have a Blu-ray player on it, which is a 4K Blu-ray player. Some people, they downplay it and say it's terrible. I don't know. I'm not a 4K Blu-ray expert, but I would tell you, hey, do your research on that. Hard eight time. I know I keep bringing dude up, but he did a very good video on that. And it used to be 1316 Killer. He did a very good video on it as well. Killer Comedy. I don't think he's done one up there as of late. But of a 4K Blu-ray players, they tell you what the specs are and how good it is, if it's good or not to buy one. You know what I'm saying? But it is a pretty good value that is added into the fact that you do have a video game console. Also, it's another benefit to having this gaming console. It can be a cord cutting device. What I mean by that is, cable prices. If you're like me, I spend a lot of money on my Xfinity. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if y'all got Xfinity or Comcast where you at. I do have that. It's a lot of money spending this money for HD channels and cable and HBO and all this other stuff you added on to it. I spend a pretty good amount of money. I spend probably with the bundles I got included from my home phone, which I don't really use, to the internet and also the cable. I spend probably about $250 a month for cable, and I got a ton of channels, ton of them. I got channels I never even looked at. It's a waste of money, honestly, but I like it because I watch a lot of ESPN. I watch a lot of NFL Network. I watch HBO. I watch Showtime. Watch Cinemax. Get your mind out the gutter. Watch Cinemax. I watch all of that. And I also do have Netflix. I know I don't own Hulu, but you can get Netflix, Hulu, HBO Go, all the stuff that does come on the box. I think they may come on the other consoles as well, but you can also watch it on the Xbox. It's not a bad idea if you want to cut some corners, kind of watch Hulu and stuff. I know you can watch it on your phone, but it is nice if you don't have a smart TV where you can just share the video to the big screen. You can just watch it from your console. It's not a bad idea. It's not really a bad idea, you know. You also can watch live TV. I know that's not dealing with gaming, what I'm saying, but it is another option that you do have. This is not what's important to gamers, but it's another option that you do have. Like me, I'm a man that's in my early 40s. Okay. So some of that stuff there is important to me. I know if you're a small guy, if you're when I say small guy, I mean a younger person, that's probably not important to you at all. But for me, it is. Sometimes, I was like, oh well, I can watch TV here. I don't have to turn my console off. Here it is. I can do that. But I turn my console off anyway. I don't watch TV through my console. But it's always good to have options. And I said, when you get older, remember that. It's always good to have options. Diversify your portfolio when you get grown. When you start growing up and saving money and investing money and diversify your portfolio. It's always good to have options. You don't want to never not have options to work around. Never. Don't let them paint you in a corner. Also, that is powered by Windows, of course. I think Microsoft is really doing a good job of expanding on what they want to do with the Xbox branding and with the Microsoft branding itself. From what I understand, because I don't game on Windows, I know a lot of people are not big fans of Windows and not really big up on it, And I get it and I understand. But if they can somehow get it better, I think it's going to be a viable option because you're going to have that option to do that, and which they do have, is that you have the ability to stream your games and also playing through Windows, going from your PC. You go from the TV to your PC and back and forth. I really don't understand how it works, but again, it's another one of those things we have option that is very consumer friendly to be able to do that or play anywhere. What I understand is if you buy a game on your Xbox or you buy it on your PC, certain games like especially Microsoft exclusive, you'll be able to play it on your PC. Or if you decide you want to play on your PC, you can play it on your Xbox, and your achievements and all that stuff still stay intact. From what I understand, I think I watched Kid Smooth video and he was talking about with Forza. And yeah, Forza, and it was like he bought the copy when they ran that promotion on the Xbox, and then he also had a digital copy was for his PC. Same game. So I think that's pretty cool. It's not a bad idea. Some of the things that I think gamers would love to have. And I think it's pretty good for you to have that. You got Xbox Live has been taken off. The Xbox Live last generation, in case you guys didn't know, if you weren't around last generation for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, this is where I really fell in love with online gaming. Was through Xbox Live. I was playing Gears of War and Gears of War, Halo 3. Oh man, when I first hopped on Call of Duty, I thought I was in love when I played Call of Duty. I ain't never played nothing like that online. It was just so much fun. And that's one thing that Microsoft has done, has changed the industry. I know PC gamers say, hey, we don't like paying for the internet. I get it. And you're right, we shouldn't be paying for it, but because you shouldn't have to play Xbox Live to play with friends online. But I get it. Same thing. PlayStation does the same thing. PlayStation copied Xbox models. They copied Microsoft model. You feel me? I know Nintendo is like still behind. They're off in their own little world. Nintendo is a special breed anyway. They're only in their own little world, but PlayStation copied Microsoft model of the Xbox Live. And with Game Pass coming soon, I think that if that takes off, that's going to change the industry. And Microsoft is going to they're going to be well ahead of the game because they have done it first. You feel me? They're breaking the groundwork for it. I know there's different iterations of it for PlayStation streaming and all that stuff, and Microsoft kind of got it. EA Access has it, but if Microsoft does it the way they want to do it, I think they're going to really dominate the industry. That's pretty cool. Another key component to owning an Xbox right now, especially let's say you're on a budget. You bought your Xbox One S. Let's say you didn't get the X, and you bought the Xbox One S, but you still got your Xbox 360. But you're like, man, I can't afford to buy no extra games and all this stuff. Well, the good thing about what Microsoft has done, which I think should be an industry standard, is the fact that you have backwards compatibility. I think that is one of the best things Microsoft has done. I hear a lot of the Xbox guys touting it. To me, I hate the fact that they were touting it But I understand why they were touting it. But it shouldn't have been touted. I don't think it should have been touted as much. But I think that is a great thing, especially if you're balling on the budget. You still got your old 360 games. You don't want to, because once you know how this generations always came by, right? Generations usually would come by, and then you would buy, you buy new hardware, you buy a new console, then you have to buy all new games. You can't play your old games, so you got to buy all these new games. Or what they done, what Sony has done this generation, I can't front on them. They have provided a lot of remakes to their classic games and reselling them to us from $40 to $60. It's great marketing strategy because they know we're going to buy, because nostalgia is a hell of a drug. But if you're able to play your old games from the 360 on your new generation console game, that I think that's fantastic. And sometimes I think Microsoft is showing support for that. Sometimes they upgrades in the textures on there and present the gameplay, but I'm not sure. But either way, you'll be able to play your old 360 games, which is great. Now, getting back into Game Pass and EA Access, and I think that's really cool. I have EA Access, and I have EA Access, so I have no idea what Game Pass is, but I have EA Access, and EA Access is like when you have a game, you can play games what they have in their vault. You can download old EA games, certain games they have on the menu, stream them, play them just like they play, just like you pop the disc in. They play just like that. They're really cool. I mean, they're only up there for so long. They might have a limited time. They're up there, but they're there. And sometimes one of the cool things about EA Access is the fact that if a newer game come out, let's say like Lords of Mordor or whatever, the Shadow of Mordor, when it came out, you had 10 hours to play it to decide if you wanted to buy the game or not. If you wanted to buy the game from there digitally, since you do have the membership, you get what I think it's 5 or 10% discount off of that. So that's like $5-10 you get off the game because you already pay that $5 a month or that $60 a year for the access. That's a pretty cool deal. You know how many developers or any games out there that allow you to do that, to actually really preview a game before you decide if you want to buy it. Now, I think WB Games is supposed to be coming in on Xbox from what I heard. I'm not sure how true that is. And you imagine you get the WB lineup from Batman, Arkham Asylum, and things like that. Or I heard Ubisoft might be coming in there too. I'm not sure. They're playing the Assassin's Creed stuff. If that comes, that'll be great too. This is why I say Game Pass may change the whole industry in gaming. You think about this. Now, Game Pass, you pay, from what I'm saying, you pay $10 a month, and you have early access to Microsoft exclusive games, but you have access to their back catalog of old games. Now you think about this. You might be balling on the budget, because playing video games, this hobby is a pretty it's a pretty expensive habit, to say the least. It's a pretty expensive habit. So when you sit there and you got a whole library full of games, you didn't have to really go out there and purchase them. They usually run about $60 a pop on average, and you can sit there and play them. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's really cool that Microsoft is doing that. You think about this here too as well. For 2 games, you pay $120 a year. If it's $10 a month, if you pay $120, you basically bought 2 games, and you got the rest of the library free. That's a ton of games that's in that library that is free. That's awesome. That is awesome. So I think Microsoft is doing big things. I think they're very, 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 very consumer friendly. I think that's one of the best things that Microsoft has done. I think Microsoft really wanted to be a leader in the industry. I think because of I wouldn't say poor sales. I think because of the sales of the Xbox fell so far behind in the perception of it being the weaker console, which it was at launch, but not by much compared to the PlayStation, and how consumer unfriendly they were in the beginning. Now I think they're turning the ship around. I think Microsoft is turning the ship around and making it a really good time to be a gamer. So the only biggest problem that Microsoft has, that I see that they do have, is the fact that they don't have enough exclusive games. That's the biggest problem. It's the biggest problem with Microsoft. But other than that, they are really reaching out to the consumer. They're reaching out to you guys to come and join the Microsoft network. Now, full disclosure, as you all know, if you watched my last video or you caught it, you know that I haven't been the biggest fan of Microsoft. I want Microsoft to give me a reason for me to turn on my Xbox. You feel me? I want them to do that. And I think if I was telling somebody right now, if they didn't have enough money to really get into gaming like you should, like I am, I guess I would be a hardcore gamer. If you just want to get in and have something fun to play or something to kick the tires around, try an Xbox. Right now they're running fantastic deals. And if you want to play your own games, I think that's a great thing for Microsoft right now. I think Microsoft is on the way of coming back up. But time will tell. Time will tell. And we're going to see how far they're going to go with all the practices that they're putting into now. It's one thing we will see. Hopefully they'll stay on top of it. You know, Microsoft is in its in this weird place, but in the best place to play games right now, I think, for older games. Now, don't get me wrong, PlayStation, I play all my exclusive games on the Horizon Zero Dawn and Last of Us and all that stuff like that. But I think Microsoft is in a really, really good place right now. Good place to really spend, where you can spend your money and get great value for that. So that's all I really have for tonight. I know this is a pretty short podcast. I'm just a bit tired. I ain't gonna front on you. But I'm gonna tell you what. We're gonna try to have this every Monday. If it's not every Monday, it'll probably be Tuesday. Because I am really tired. My treatment kind of wears me out. I ain't gonna front on you. But still, by the same token, I really appreciate anybody watching this on the rebroadcast. Really watching it, watching it live. I really appreciate that. But it's your boy King Bean, and I'll holler at you dudes later, man. Well, love. Peace.